Hey, what's up, guys? And welcome back to another Magic the Gathering online challenge. We're back with Eldrazi Ramp on the play for game one. Let's keep this. Pitch you and done. Put Mulligan's down to 5. So to go for the K command X2 or go for a Rumble on 2? I guess it depends. I think going Temple on 1, since we're kind of playing into the blind, is probably correct. Of course, if we get Thought Seized or Big Sad, but they probably take the K command at that point. They wouldn't take the Sire. It'd either be the K command or the Rumble, which means we're going to be guaranteed either or. Alright, we'll play Temple and pass and hold on the off chance it's relevant. Arid Mesa. And draw. They didn't play anything for 1, so I'm thinking going Rumble here is probably correct. Misty Rainforest, go for a forest. And Rumble. There's Ice Till, there's Chrysalis. Ice Till is tempting with the Fetching Yard. I'll go Ice Till. And then pass. Arid Mesa fetched 19. Let's see if we can get some information here, what we're playing against. Commercial District Surveil. Okay, could be Eldrazi Ramp, but Arid Mesa, Otherworldly Gaze. Oh, is this Dredge? What is this? Otherworldly Gaze, Commercial District. Burning Inquiry's really rude. There goes my Sire. Would have liked to see a green source. So, Creeping Chill Golgari Thug. Okay, so this is Dredge after all. Well, that K command would have been nice. Draw. Commercial District. Yeah, I mean, I suppose Commercial District Sprawl's probably correct. So let's go Commercial District Surveil. Lab to Yard. Sprawl for red. And pass. And as it stands, we currently just want to play the Ice till next turn. Double Darden Yard. This looks like maybe Dredge Phoenix. No Phoenix so far, though. Life from the Loam. Yep. So they have their land drop in the way of Wooded Foothill. Fetch to 18. If this is the Phoenix version, this K return will be pretty clutch. Steam Vents. Dart, sack and response. Pass in full and draw Ugin. So in that case, yes, we will cast Ice Till. Play. I'm tempted to actually tuck the Ugin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll go Cavernous Souls, name Eldrazi. Mill a card. We'll play Misty Rainforest, mill a card. Alright. Well, I guess we could have went Misty Rainforest, tuck Ugin, hold up Cake, return. That would have been the better play in the grand scheme. Yeah. That definitely would have been the better play. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The only downside is that we wouldn't have guaranteed Ugin next turn. There's Arclight to Yard. Inquisition of Kozilek as well. So they can at least get one Arclight on board. Even if they Alpha Strike, we're not necessarily dead. Though enough Creeping Shells will definitely get them there. So triple dart down to 16. Yeah, I definitely should have tucked the Ugin and set up for a K return. I might pay for this mistake. Arid Mesa fetch the 15. Yeah, I should grab the lab from Yard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then 6, 7 off the Ice Till. Could have gone us to the Ugin. Otherworldly Gaze, Flashback, Surveil. That's 1 of 3 for the Arclight. Yeah, the fact that the Burning Inquiry hit my Sire was really unfortunate. Looting to Yard. Paying cost 4. Life from the Loam. Okay. Do you dart to get the Phoenix out? To combat? No, they're holding. I'll fetch Misty Rain. Put a Stomping Ground into play, tapped, mill a card. And draw. Sprawl. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I can't really play anything else after the Ugin is the only problem. We definitely want to play Sanctum and Mill. That is for sure. I will Utopia Sprawl. For green. So in that case, 3. Ugin. Sanctum of Ugin. Ugin no target. Sealed all. Yes. I'm going to say for Emrakul, the Promised End. Ugin will plus and draw. I'd love to see a K command. Temple. I will play the Sanctum, mill a card, and pass and pray we're not dead. I likely can't block here, so attacking would make sense. Opponent will be down to 13. They need to deal me 21 damage here. Again, there could have been an argument for just holding the K return. And playing the Ugin next turn, so we could have held both. Right now, they're representing 6 damage. Blood Crypt to 11. Artist Talent. I mean, either they win here, I think we win. Even if for Phoenix, they're looking at only 15 damage. Conflagrate into Yard. Cast Conflagrate for 0, discards Thug, draws a card, returns Thug. I see. So that's 1 cast. Still no Phoenix. Are they casting Conflagrate from Yard? They could theoretically deal 8, 11 damage as it currently stands with the Lava Darts. Even if they were to find 3 more Phoenix, that'd only be 20 as it currently stands. X equals 4, targeting me. Interesting. So discard a card, then draw a card, mills a Creeping Chill, and a Phoenix. This is where it gets concerning. So now they're representing 9 additional damage. So now they can dart, pitch a card, draw a card, then mill. They can do that 3 times with Thug and Yard. This is actually a bit concerning. Dart, target me. Yeah, again, I'm wondering if maybe I should have held the K return. Down to 13. Dart. Imp. There's Creeping Chill. Down to 10, down to 9. Currently representing 7 down to 2. Honestly, that might kill me just without the friggin' Phoenix. We are not dead. We are at 2. Wow. Okay. So down to 2. I will draw. I will gain 3 life. There's Ice Till. Okay, let's minimize their graveyard for a second here. I will play Temple and Mill. I will play Lab and Mill. No imprints. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I guess I should have actually zeroed the Ugin instead. So in that case, 18 minus 3 would be 15. 15 minus 2. So we can go like this. Ice Till, number 2. Ugin Lab. Double Mill. Another Emrakul into yard. No imprint. We can then cast Chrysalis. Trigger Exile Artist Talent. Yield all. And then Ugin, Exile Arclight Phoenix. Yield all. No. Yes. For... Oh, they actually hit all my sires. Or rather, I did. I did not realize that until just now. I guess we'll go Sowing Myco. And then at this point, I will go to combat, swing for 2. There's Stinkweed Imp in hand. We could Dredge. Choose which Replacement Black you'd like to use instead of drawing a card. We could, but I don't think there's a good reason to. How does Creeping Chill read? You may exile it. So in that case, I will pick up Thug. Actually, is there an imp in here? There is an imp in here. So I'll pick up Imp. So now we have a Phoenix in yard. Imp, Imp. Go to main. What we can do then is Flashback Gaze. Yes. So Flashback Gaze. There's also Conflagrate right now. Huh. We can Conflagrate target self, discard X cards, exile, or hit 3. I'll be down to 2. How many Creeping Chills have we seen? 1, 2/3 is the problem. So it might be best for me to conflagrate here, target self rather than otherworldly gaze. Well, I guess we can set up what they're going to draw. So there's Dart, there's Chill, there's Phoenix. So what we can do then is I can put Creeping Chill to Yard, put Lava Dart to Yard, Phoenix on top, trigger, choose not to, Dart target self, sacrifice a mountain, we'll sacrifice the island, go to combat, attack, go to blocks, and at this point pass. So they'll pick up the Arclight Phoenix. I guess they'll probably mill it. So I guess maybe Phoenix to Yard would have been right instead. Maybe. And at this point, we're tapped out. I think we have it. They can't conflagrate. I think they have one Creeping Chill left and maybe one Lava. No, they don't have any other Lava Darts. So yeah, I think they should have one Creeping Chill left. We drew him into the Phoenix. So all should be left is Imp Phoenix. Nothing else usable in Yard. If I'm correct, I think this is accurate. All right. Let's move the sideboards. So it's almost almost reads like Storm, but Shoes said they're not going to try and win post board. They're going to scoop it up, which kind of reasonable. This deck is pretty hard for Dredge synergies. Whew. That was a close one. I'll be real. That was a close one. We were almost very dead at multiple points in that game. If they had either dredged or drawn just a little bit better, they would have won game one for sure. But we'll take it. I'm more than happy to take the round one win. And against Fire Shoes of all people, I thank them in chat for all that they do, so I appreciate them. They do a lot to prop up a lot of us content creators like myself, or just grinders in general, posting results and getting information out there. So Fire Shoes, if you do see this video later, thank you much for your time and all of your effort. With that being said, we'll be back for match number 2. All right, we're back for match 2 on the play for game 1. Do we keep this hand? That's a no for me, friend. There's a lab here, abso-freaking-lutely, but there's not. So mulligan. This one's palatable. We pitch a Devourer, we reveal a Devourer, we try and find something worth our time. Yes. It's definitely workable. Not my favorite hand in the world, but it is workable. Would hope that I had another castable outside of the Rumble. So we'll have to see what we draw into. But opponent seems to be away from keyboard, so we'll be back once they have passed priority. Alright, Onan passed priority. We'll keep Pitch Devourer and done. Opponent also mulligan down to 6. Reveal Devourer. Trigger. There's a Sowing Myco. I will grab the Sowing Myco. Draw. I'll play a Temple and pass. And pass. Village tapped, draw, forest, and rumble. Does rumble resolve? I sure as hell hope so. Shoot. Nimble Obstructionist, the fresh. Oh, that one. Yep. We need a land now. Pass. Tower. Map. Passing draw. K command. I will attempt to resolve K command. Ugin bottom draw. Verdant Catacomb pass. So looking for another land off top for Myco kick. Target activated or triggered. I actually do need to be worried about that. It can counter a land activation. Huh. Interesting. Lab imprint. Ugin. Go to end step, fetch, surveil. Windswept Teeth top. K command. Scry draw exile. Yes. Draw. Windswept Teeth. So 3, 8. We can push to 10. I can also just Myco Spawn, grab a Ghost Quarter and hit down Lab. I mean, that might be the right call. Cast no kick. Yield all. Ghost Quarter. Ghost Quarter, hit Lab. And pass. Love to see Ice still now. Stock up. I mean, they definitely were correct in getting rid of the spawn. That was a smart heads-up play on their part. Power plant. That's unfortunate. End step, fetch, stomping ground, tapped, and draw. Go to combat. Attack. Down to 17. Breeding Pool tapped and pass. And pass in full. Stock up. Looking for mine, I'd imagine. I mean, 4 hits taking 5 deep is pretty good here. What'd you find? Lab Imprint, Emrakul, and Draw. Combat. Play a Forest. Cast Devourer. I mean, at this point, we might as well. So we're at 10 out of 13 for Emrakul. We'll pass. A win in 2 turn cycles. So they go for a Portent Talisman. And pass, draw. Go to combat. Unfortunately, 1 land short of Ugin. Lethal is on board. You have 3 in hand. What is this? Cycle, Obstructionist. Stock up, Desperation play, digging deeper. I mean, if they find Mind Portent, that could be pretty good. Map. So now they have map. Crack the map. Holding up blue tells me they have Portent. Portent for 5? No. Draw. Sprawl. Go to combat. For Otawara. Attack. Down to 2. Sprawl. For red. Oh, well, that's dumb of me. Doesn't do anything. Right. Yeah. Just gets there with the sprawl. Unfortunately, I couldn't do it. Couldn't cast it then. Alright, are we dead? 3, 6, 8, 11, 12, 13, 14. 1 short of the Emrakul. Is that right? 6, 10, 11, 12, 13. 2 short. I mean, it's now or never. Portent. Finds Sync. Finds K command. So K command to hand for sure. Chooses Sync, Talisman, Mine, K command. Plays Mine. Cast Talisman. There's Promised End. They find a Cavernous Souls. They might not want to swing a... They have to swing a creature into Emrakul, but now they face an issue where I might be able to play my Emrakul. They do have Sync. I'll still be able to take control of their turn and win off the Talisman of Dominance. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You have to attack with a creature. That adds a type to my yard. You do have a K command X1. Draw. Cavernous Souls, name Eldrazi. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Of course, we're one short. It's an Ugin. No targets. Yield all. You could sink it, but it would cost you 1. There's Force, hard cast. The 2 forces actually have been really relevant. Those are both types in Yard. No point in attacking. We'll pass. They're down to 1. Again, they have a sink in hand. And they can make a large K command. I guess they can also just make an Emrakul here. Or cast Emrakul here, right? So now they have another turn after this, which means they have lethal. Yep, we'll concede. The forces unfortunately did me in. So what do we want here? K return's definitely out. Gemstone definitely out. Vajukabog in. Camersoul's probably in. Ice Till's relevant. Trim and Ugin. Dismember Heat probably aren't entirely necessary. Ugin is relevant still. Could go for Strix Serenade and Bauble. How does Portent of Calamity read? Portent of Sea. Reveal the top X. You may exile a card of that type. Okay, so it is exiled. So Grafdigger's Cage does not stop it. So in that case, I think the Strix plus Bauble's probably correct. Let's run it back like this. On the play for game 2, the Jukabog. I'll keep this. Again, not my favorite hand, but it is workable. Temple top, pass, and pass. Because we can establish the Ice Till, Ghost Quarter loops, we're in business. Draw, play, Temple, Talisman. We can draw into a soul land, then we can kick and also Ghost Quarter. Lab Imprint. If so, this means they have the Aven in hand, potentially. Not thrilled by that prospect. Now we could just play the Ice Till instead. That is an option. Ice Till, Bajukabog, Mill. They might play Condescend, though, is the only problem. Cast Talisman. Play a Forest. And pass. Expedition Map. Ugin Lab. And pass. Lab. Imprint, another Emrakul. Holding. Alright, well, let's kick. We'll be forced to counter 1. Unless they have a consigned memory. Do we get rid of a lab or an island? I'm gonna say let's go for a lab. Paying cost for K command X3? Looks like it. So it's really just a +1 here on the Myco, but we're going to go for Ghost Quarter. So this actually is pretty much neutral then. They should have 5 mana at the end of all this. Bottom 3, draw a card. Grab Ghost Quarter. And then Ghost Quarter will hit the lab. And then pass. And pass. Next turn we have the Ice Till loops. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is a Portent for 3. Or for 5, rather, 6. Sees Ugin. So it chooses Ugin, stock up Talisman Mine. Talisman. Map. Draw. The Ugin on board is actually pretty annoying. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Excuse me. Let's go to combat. We'll attack Ugin. I guess the question is now, how many basics do they run? 1, 2, 3, 4. Ice Till. Ghost Quarter. Trigger mill a card. Ghost Quarter. Target the island. See how many basics you run. They did find a basic. 5 types in yard. Again, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. I suppose at this point, I'll Bajuka Bog. I guess I should have actually maybe held the Ghost Quarter, potentially. Let's Bajuka Bog, target you. Why crack the map now, then? That's a bit weird. You could have had another type in yard. And we'll pass at this point. Lab. Imprint. Ugin. There's another Portent. Looks like it. Doesn't find much, but probably puts another Portent into hand. Let's see. So it chooses Portent, Obstructionist, Talisman. Yep. power plant consign. So, important, power plant. I think that should be everything. They do have consign a memory in hand now. I will draw 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we're one turn off, unfortunately. I will play the temple. We'll go to combat. Attack the Ugin. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yep, too short. We'll pass. We'll pass. Do they get there? Ugin 0. Mine. Another big portent. Leaving up blue for consign. Finds more Ugins. Finds more consigns. So I imagine tower, consign, Ugin. So choose a stock up. They cast the Ugin. Chose consign, obstructionist tower, stock up map. Yes. They have 12 cards in hand, Jesus. What do you pitch? Draws a card of Ugin. Consign is on board. So even if we cast Emrakul, it's just going to be a 13/13 body. No way in hell are they going to let me take control of their turn. Pitches Obstructionist and stock up. So we should know their entire hand then. We'll draw. K command. We'll go to combat. Let's start by attacking Ugin. Play Lab. Imprint Emrakul. Again, I imagine they will counter the trigger, not the body. Yep. So like we get a 13/13 body for 10. So we got a consign out. And there's stock up. They do have another consign in hand though. Zero's Ugin, that's concerning. Plays Power Plant, Otawara. Rude is what that is. Breeding Pool. Oh boy. Let's go to combat. Swing at Ugin. I mean, Emrakul and K command are not resolving. I will cast Emrakul once again. We'll eat the consign. Yield all. Yield all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, they have Emrakul next turn. We'll pass. Annihilator 6. Yeah, there's Aeon Torn. Are we dead? Most likely, yes. We'll pass in full. Annihilator 6, sack. 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 And then we still need 3 more. 1, 2, I suppose 3. Four types in yard, down to 5. Lab returns, cast another Emrakul. Yeah, that will be GG's. Oofda. Yeah, I mean, the Portents didn't hit anything great, but they hit enough consigns to stave off. That was brutal. GG's. Alright, we'll be back for match number 3. Alright, we're back for match 3. On the draw for game 1. I'll keep opponent mulligans down to 6. We go Utopia Sprawl for red. We'll pass in full. Wooded Foothills, fetch 19 4. Steam Vent Shock 4. DRC, looking like Prowess then. Definitely Prowess. Given that they bobbled though, it means there's probably no cutter in hand, which is good for us. Keeps whatever they saw on top. Bobble trigger, always yield. And draw. Devourer, you're a bit late to the party. Let's go Sprawl red in case we draw into a soul land for Chrysalis. We'll pass in full. Plays Wooded Foothill. Wooded Foothill. Fetch 16. Mountain Forest. Slick Shot. Corey Steelcut. Okay, do you have a bobbled follow-up? Keeps it on top. No bobble as follow-up. So I feel like, yeah, that first bobble was probably a mistake, unless maybe they drew into the cutter. We'll draw. Second Chrysalis. 2 types in yard. Don't need a Bojuka Bog yet. I'll play the Forest. Sprawl for green. And Rumble. Get rid of red, hold green. There's Talisman, there's Myco Spawn, there's Devourer. I'll grab the Myco. We're guaranteed the Chrysalis next turn, and we'll pass in full. We'll pass in full. So yeah, next turn Chrysalis. Honestly, we're probably just going to chain Chrysali here the next couple turns. EI triggers DRC, 3 types in yard. So Bojuka Bogging next turn seems relevant. Bojuka Bogging seems very relevant. Slick Shot to yard. So DRC is online. We'll Bojuka Bog out the DRC and shrink it. Scouting Tarn, play it for turn. 4 cards in hand, fetch down to 15. And down to 13. Imagine play something, trigger Corey Steel Cut. Bolt. Yep, that resolves. DRC trigger, surveil. Keeps it on top. Cutter, so we'll take 5 down to 14. And draw. Another Myco. Let's start with Chrysalis Yieldall. And then Bajuka Bog, target you, and pass. DRC's offline. Next turn we could play Devourer and eat the Quarry Steel Cut. That is a consideration. Another Quarry Steel Cut, okay. Dart to Yard. Swift Spear triggers Steel Cut. Okay. How do you want to attack now? One card in hand, scouting turn, fetch. What is this last card? Two types in yard. Attack with all. Interesting. Blocking the tramples don't make sense here. So in that case, we go to blocks. Do I want to get rid of the monk or the Swift Spear? I also get rid of the DRC. That actually is probably pretty relevant. Let's block the DRC, block Monk, block Swift Spear, prior to damage. Right now we're looking at 4 down to 10, down to 9, down to 7 theoretically. Trigger Chrysalis. Always yield. And pass in full. Choosing to hold the dart. K command. In that case, we will play another Chrysalis, hold the K command. And we'll pass and hold. No attacks. They do need to be careful of the crackback. There's Bauble, yield all. And then you have Dart to trigger the Quarry Steel Cut if nothing else. But why did you fetch last turn? Still curious about that. So again, we block. I guess we probably want to block one of the monks here since they're 3/3s right now. I guess if they trigger Quarry Steel Cut, they'll be 2/2s again. There's Violent Urge. Why cast that now, though? I'm a bit confused. Okay. Especially because now you definitely don't want to swap the Quarry Steel Cut, right? Okay, double strike, trample, yada yada yada. Sure. Goes the combat and swinging. We'll exile the monk. That has double strike. We'll go to blockers. So block. We'll get rid of Swift Spear. I suppose I can block you, you, and you. That'll be 3, 4, so that's fine. Prior to damage. Sack. Triggers. Sack. Triggers. K command. We definitely need to exile. The question is whether or not I ramp or if I scry draw. We'll scry draw. So scry draw, exile, and done. Ugin Lab. If I can get rid of this monk, we win. No, we're short on that, aren't we? I guess we can still top, but exiling doesn't do much here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess we can get more blockers on board at least. That is true. Put it on top then. And bobble draw. And draw. So in that case, sprawl for green. One, two, three, four, five, 6, -2. So yeah, no kick. Cast. Yield all. For temple. Cast. Yield all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Be short one of grabbing Sanctum of Ugin, and then playing something like another Curseless as follow-up of the Devourer, unless we draw into a land. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So Emrakul's online. We can cast everything in our deck, so we have no reason to go for Temple right now. So in that case, yeah, we'll go Sanctum of Ugin. No reason to attack, as we don't have lethal. We'll pass. No attacks. And pass. So currently they'll have 5 attackers if they trigger the Steel Cut. We can block 4 of them. Next turn we'll Devour. And then they can't attack all out unless they know for a fact they're going to kill us. Right now we're at a theoretical 9. Okay. Mega Spawn down. Dart down to 9. Yep. They'll go attacking. So we block, we block. If I block here, I go down to 4. I think I have to trade the Myco, unfortunately. Yeah, I think we have to cash in the Myco. Bolt. And I think that's exactly lethal. Yep. Opponent just drew into exactly what they needed. Damn. Alright. So in that case, we'll bring in Trinisphere, Heat, and I want to say that's it. Yep, Heat, Trinisphere, trim out Gemstone, Ice Till, and a Emrakul. And run it back. I do wonder if going back. I know we got rid of the DRC earlier. I like getting rid of DRC for the reason that that way they can't set up their top deck and can't dig deeper. But I do wonder if it would have been more relevant getting rid of another Prowess creature earlier. Maybe. I guess there's also another argument that it may have been correct to ramp instead of scry draw off of the K command, which would have potentially allowed us to play into the Devour, or if he drew into a land. That's also a possibility. Rather than going Myco Spawn. I mean, 2 blockers, better than 1. Of course, the Bolt rendered it really just 1, but also it meant that 3 damage wasn't going to face. Give and take. Heat's offline. It's a turn 3 Chrysalis, which is pretty slow, but if we're able to ramp into Sire, it's not bad. I just wish that Cavern of Souls was a red source. You can cast Heat. This would be a lot more palatable, so... This might be too slow even on the play is the problem. I'm going to mulligan here. Not much faster. Not much faster. Honestly, it's worse. I'll be honest. Mulligan one more time. I'll keep this. Pitch both Mycos. And done. Temple pass. What we're aiming for now is just try and windmill slam the Sire 7 death on like turn 3, turn 4. Scouting Tarn. And passing. Draw. Rumble. Bit unfortunate to find another Rumble. Also went for maybe a green source. No turn 1 play surprising though. I wonder if this is going to be Steel Cut and the Bobble on 2. Surveil. Either that or they're holding up Consign. Which is an option we could play around right now. In fact, let's do that. Done. Ugin's Sanctum. Ugin's a definite no right now. 2, 4, 5, even 6. The Sanctum is okay, but just very much okay. 2, 4, 5, 6. What I really wanted to see was a green source there for this Rumble. I'm going to say bottom draw. Another K command's good. We'll hold. And there's the mountain. Bobble. Bobble targets self. Why target self unless you have a way? I guess target me with the second bobble. Yes. Bolt. Sack. So definitely holding up consign. Bobbles trigger. And draw. We'll hold up the K command. And hold. Swift Spear resolves. Seems like they're just going to hold up consign indefinitely. Draw. Jeez, man. If I could find a green source, that'd be really cool right now. Another Swift Spear. Attack for 2, down to 17. Draw. Thank you. So, how do we want to proceed? We could sacrifice the spawn. I suppose let's do this. Rumble. There's Talisman. I will grab Talisman. Cast Talisman. Do we rumble again or go for heat? I think holding up heat's probably correct here. Yes, let's hold up heat. Hold up heat, hold up K command. There's EI triggers. Preordain, Arid Mesa to combat. Blocks. No blocks, pass priority. And heat. We'll take the 2 down to 14. And draw. There's Sprawl. Red-green. Rumble once more. There is Trinisphere. There's Cavernous Souls, though. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Is that right? That's 12. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, one short. So, I mean, we could Trinisphere. That would then prompt them to consign it. So we get a consign out. Yeah, let's grab the Trinisphere. I'm actually going to... This is kind of interesting. I think I might hold the Trinisphere. Instead, K command on their end step. Yes, we know they're holding consigns. We're going to hold. I want to have them burn that on their turn. Steam Vent Shock 4. I shock that? Weird. I guess that way they ensure that I don't cast Cake Man on their end step. Slick Shot. So Spear attacks 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I'll go to blocks prior to damage. Ramp and Scry Draw. X equals 3. Unholy Heat, Mycospawn, Forest. So in that case, bottom, top, top, draw. Draw. 2, 4, 6. Mycospawn, kick the Thundering Falls. So no matter what, Trinisphere is landing. 6, 7, 11, 13. We'll play Temple. In that case, I mean, if you want me to do this, that's fine too. I gain Perfect Knowledge. Emrakul, yield all. Lethal's now on board. And opponent scoops it up. Cool. Alright. Let's move to game 3. I will bring the gemstone back, trim a rumble, and run it back. We can make this work, yeah. I'll pass. It's a little bit slower than I'd like, I will admit. Steam Vents, Shock, 18 for DRC. And draw. Trinisphere, solid. Sprawl for red. And pass. So they tap down, we have Trinisphere on 2. We'll pass. Scouting Tarn. Fetch 17. Mountain, and they're tapping down for Steel Cut. Bobble? No bobble. Bold move, Cotton. I feel like just bluffing a consign there would have been correct. So in that case, do I Verdant Catacomb or I shock? I will shock. Down to 17. Cast Trinisphere and pass. And pass. They missed their land drop. Down to 16. We draw Emrakul. So in that case, I will cast Rumble. Grab Temple. And Verdant Cat seems fine here. We'll set up for a kicked Mycospawn next turn. Slickshot Show-Off is fine, especially if they can't cast anything else. We'll take 2 down to 14. End step, fetch, surveil. K command on top. And draw. Temple, Myco, kick. Myco, kick, steam vents. And 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. K command would get us there, so we will play Temple. And pass. And I think this should be GG's. Arid Mesa. So now they do have Consign up. Down to 15. Steam Vent Shock to 13. What do you want to cast for your spell for a turn? You have Bolt target me. Sure. Unigenic Growth Yard. We'll take 3 down to 7. End step. Ramp Scry Draw. And done. Devourer to bottom draw, another K command. And draw. Play the gemstone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, we could also just go Ugin Exile, but I think the Emrakul is correct here. I guess I could have played the Talisman first, admittedly. Our turn, comrade. And there's Unholy Heat, Preordain, and Preordain. I will drop, and we'll scoop it up before we even get a chance to play their turn, and we got there. We'll be back for match number 4. Alright, we're back for match 4 on the play for game 1. Hand's a little bit slow, but we can keep it. Actually playing to the blind, this seems okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, if I can find a... I guess we can go Chrysalis on 3, kick Mega Spawn on 4, seems decent. Seems, like I said, seems okay. It's not the best, not the worst, just okay. But looks like opponent might be away from keyboard, so we're going to take a quick pause and be back once they've returned. Alright, we're back. Opponent also kept opening 7. I will play a forest and pass. And pass. Opponent is duo queuing, so it's possible that they might be a little bit delayed between plays. Steam Vent Shock 17 for Swift Spear, looking like Prowess again. Alright, we'll draw. Second Myco, cast Talisman and pass. And pass. Wood Foothill, down to 16 for Mountain and Swift Spear. Preordain trigger. Top bottom draw. Bobble trigger. 6 down to 13. Probably means they do not have a Steel Cut in hand. Paying cost for growth on top of which, Jesus. Down to 9, Bobble Trigger, draw, and Emrakul. We will imprint Emrakul. Fortunately, does mean I go down to 8, though. So we have blockers at least. Paying cost for EI, triggers, yield all. Steam Vent Shock 12. Dart. Target spawns. Sack in response. Yield all. Dart. Target. Sack in response. Yield all. Go to attacks. Bobble trigger. That's kind of frightening, not gonna lie. Down to a theoretical 3 here. Dead to a growth. Bobble trigger, draw, and draw. Well, in that case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It'd go down to 2, so we're dead to a dart. But getting 2 bodies on board might be relevant here. No imprint. Cast 1. Yield all. I suppose we'll go Temple and cast 2. Yield all. Go for another Temple. And we'll pass. So we at least have 2 blockers. Dead to a bolt, dead to a dart. Scouting Tarn. Fetch 11. Slick Shot, dead to a non-creature. We block, we block. Violent. Yep. I mean, we're dead to a non-creature. We'll take the loss there. Alright, so bring in Trinisphere, Unholy Heat, Gemstone, Quarter, Ice Still, and Emrakul, and run it back. Unfortunate. Yeah, them being able to run over the Chrysalis was brutal. Honestly, they'll bring Consigned Memory in. Maybe ways to get rid of the Trinisphere, though most lists I feel like don't. What does Prowess even look like right now? It's been a minute since I've even taken a look at their full lists. Some run like some Meltdown. That's kind of it. Yeah. I don't think it's the Meltdown and Consigns. Unless they're usually on like 3 to 4 Consigns. Alright, on the play for game 2. Hand's pretty non-functional. We're gonna mulligan. Not much better, friends. No red source either for this K return, so it doesn't even have any castables. And that's a mulligan down to 5 from the looks of things. Big oofs. Yeah, very much non-functional. Even on the play, not having castables just isn't a great option. Not into this matchup. Like, what even try and wheel into a friggin' Utopia Sprawl? It still means that only thing we can cast is a K return on 3. Yeah, it's not an option. Looks like opponent has stepped away though, so we'll take a quick pause until they return. Alright, they return, we mulligan again. I mean, I think we just keep this at this point. What do we pitch, though? We pitch 2. I need to keep this Sire on the off chance we draw into a lab. Chrysalis K command or return? I mean, finding Soul Land would be ideal. I think we pitch the K command, though. And done. Misty Rain, pass. But a pause on end step. Looking for a lab off top. What else would we want off top? I mean, lab really is the best thing we could draw into, so we can play the Trinisphere on 2 if they tap out. And if not, we can at least hold up the K return. Yeah, opponents do a queue in a draft league, so... Unfortunately, especially with them winning game 1, I imagine they're more inclined to make us wait between decisions. Unfortunately. I don't know. I've do a queued before. I understand the appeal, but it does make for a less than ideal experience. Wooded Foothill, fetch 19. So not respecting the potential turn to Trinisphere then. Fetch, Surveil, Lab, Temple. I mean, I think we take the land. Draw. Wooded Foothill, pass. If only K return was Kindred. Imagine, though. That'd be so good. All Devoid spells now have the Eldrazi subtype. So good. Will never happen, but man, it would be amazing. Well, then put a pause on end step, fetch for what have you. And see if we can Trinisphere on 3. It's slow, but if in an instance it lands, it sets up for his K return to be pretty nice. Of course, the DRC could be an issue if they are able to get Delirium. I also kind of wish I would have kept the K command then, because we could have K commanded this turn. Get rid of the DRC. Yeah, that would have been good. But there's no guarantee we're going to find a soul land. Like, obviously that's our ideal, but I think the K return was the safer choice. We'll see how it pays off, though. Steam Vents. I imagine Shock. Oh, they did Shock. DRC. And ping cost 4. Bauble. Triggers. So minimum of 2 types, 3 types. Swift Spear. I mean, they're tapped out. So I think going for the K return here might be correct. Down to 16, down to 15, fetch, Stomping Ground, tapped. Bauble triggers, always yield. And draw. Yeah, I mean, I think the K return makes sense here. They would need a growth. Though, there's no guarantee they have a land drop next turn. think Trinisphere might be the better play. They can play one card next turn. They miss their land drop, then we're set. You cannot pay for cost, friend. Play a land first, please. Down to 12. Perfect. Cast K return then. And pass. Now if we can get to the Sire 7th, that would be awesome. What do you play? Preordain, that is fine. Bottom, draw. And draw, sprawl. I can't do both. Unfortunately, can't do both. I will cast Talisman. And pass. If we can find a temple off top, we can play Sire, and I think just close out the match. Or rather, the game. EI. Finds a Bloodstained Mire, sure. And pass, draw. I'll go for green and pass. Alright, I mean at this point, a land will do it. Bloodstained Mire, fetch, surveil. Puts Preordain to yard. Sure. No darts to yard. Islet, sure. Draw. Lab. I don't want to play into a consign now. So I suppose I'll play the Trinisphere. Play Lab. No imprint and pass. Just make it harder for them to get Trinisphere off board. No reason to show that we have a third one. Paying cost 4, bolt down to 9. Okay. And pass. They can now cast 2 spells. Less than ideal, be real. Passing draw. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This would be 10. That's so unfortunate. Why are you not casting anything, opponent? Making this awkward. And I think we just have to cast it, right? There's no better choice. I was hoping they were going to tap down. Yield all. No. Does the Sire hit board? There's no way in hell it does. Paying cost. Yeah, I was about to say. No way. Yield all. We'll pass in full. Fetch. 14. Steam Vents. Shock 12. 4. Another Bolt. Interesting. Chose not to. Paying cost 4. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3 short. Corey's Steel Cut. You can double cast now. start to 8 and then down to 6. Draw. Land for turn, no imprint, and pass, and I'm pretty sure we lose here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, too short of Emrakul. I mean, you can dart for 3, put me down to 5. And I think that's game. 2, 4, 6. Yes, that is game. That is so unfortunate. Yep. I mean, I guess we could have, like, if we waited for the Sire another turn, then maybe, but that's just so unfortunate. We drew into nothing but bricks. The Shifting Woodland would have been amazing. Oh, no, we're at 3 types in yard. Never mind. Ugh. And nothing but bricks for turns on end. That's just so unfortunate. All right. And all things considered, I feel like we played that relatively well. Maybe the K command would have been better than the K return at that point in time. I don't know. Hard to say. Regardless, we'll be back for match number 5. All right, we're back for match 5. On the play for game 1, I will keep... Let's see what we find off this Rumble onto. Though I guess we can always go for K command onto if necessary. Yeah, so turn 1, Shifting Woodland tapped. Ugin's Lab, tuck Ugin. K command if they have a 1 mana value spell on field. Otherwise, Rumble. And try and find mana for Chrysalis. Should be pretty decent. Supposedly our opponent has recently been on Esper Blink. Just another Blink pile. Thoughtseize main is a little bit rough, admittedly. So we shouldn't have to worry about Rag, if in instance this is the correct list. No Consigns main, which is nice. That is actually very nice. No turn 1 plays outside of Thoughtseize push. Alright. Shifting Woodland and pass. And pass. What say you, opponent? Blue to Delta and draw. Bajuka Bog. Imprint Ugin. The list that we're looking at does not run Force, so I think we will go Rumble. I'll grab the Verdant Cat. Otherwise, we could grab the Talisman. Talisman does get hit by Prismatic Ending, though, so I think the Verdant Cat might be correct. Yes. We'll pass. They hold up 2 mana. We might need to hold up K command for Felia. Imagine opponent surveils. Yep. Opponent's Tinkin. Also, will note that opponent is apparently triple queuing with a vintage challenge, a modern challenge, the 32, and the showcase. Choices have been made. Apparently, our opponent has just like 3 monitors up with all of Magic, 3 chess timers between rounds. Utter insanity. I thought it was bad enough when I was doing duo queuing, but triple queuing? Ridiculous. Vintage challenge and 2 modern. I think it'd be even more impressive that it's one standard, one modern, one vintage. One queue for each format. But I was thinking hard here on the Surveil. I have a sneaking suspicion they're doing something else. Solitude to Yard, okay. I mean, again, if they're holding up Thoughtseize, Thoughtseize is fine. They'll take the K command. This means we don't have to worry about Felia onto Godless Shrine and Shock for Thoughtseize. Push. We'll sack in response. Be responsible, gamers. Alright, we'll draw Verdant Catacomb. I will fetch for a Stomping Ground Shock. We will Sprawl for green. And red-green 2 for Chrysalis. Yield all. And pass. And hold. I mean, if we land this Ugin, it should be GG's. White, blue, white for Flicker Wisp. Hits Ugin's Lab. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Trigger, always yield. Lab trigger, no imprint. And draw. In that case, how do you want to proceed here? They are playing Overlord of Belmerk. Do we want to Bajuka Bog out that Solitude? Maybe. I will Windswept Teeth here, fetch for a forest. So, probably just K command here. X equals 2, 4, 5. Yeah. I mean, I think that's probably correct. K command X equals 5. Hold up a green source for a Myco. Grab a forest. And K command, we will sack 1. Trigger. 2 trigger. K command, ramp scry draw. X equals 4. Oh, I think it was 5. In that case, let's just go 5 deep. Minus spawn K command temple. So bottom. Only need 1. Bottom. I would say. Do we want temple? Probably not. Bottom. Top. Top. Draw. Go to combat. Swing for 4. Hold up K command. X equals 3. They want to flicker, I guess. Land for turn. 4 in hand. Marsh Flats fetch to 10. Lethal is on board then. Next one I can kick Myco, grab a Sanctum of Ugin. Quantum Riddler, draw a card. Do you have Ephem? You do. Draw a card. And push. Push will resolve. Six. Alright, we'll take the 3 down to 13. Warp trigger and draw. Do I Myco spawn here? Do I K command? Let's fire off K command. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, what was K command? Do we want to hold up red green? Let's hold up red green. X equals 6. And done. There's Ice Till, another Myco spawn. Chrysalis. Talisman's definitely out. I guess we could go green, green. We haven't played a land for a turn. Okay, so I do like the idea of Ice Till. Land for turn. Mill the temple. So bottom lab. I guess we could have stacked the lab differently. Because yeah, Ice Till, 2, land for turn, mill temple, play temple, Myco spawn. In that case, we can probably bottom Myco spawn Chrysalis. Top, draw. 2, 3, 4. Ice Till. Land for turn. Mill a card. Temple. Mill a card. Kick. Myco spawn. Single blue. So in that case, we'll take out blue, black, yield all. And then let's go for Ghost Quarter. Mill a card. Emrakul and Yard for shifting. Ghost Quarter, target Godless Shrine. And then Pass and Full. Lethal is on board. They find a plains. That should be our last one, though. We'll pass. Ephem rebound. I think you have to rebound here. You shouldn't attack the Riddler. Yep. Draw a card. Watery Grave Shock down to 8. Emperor Bones. What? Wait, opponent. You could have just won. I think opponent just missed some really important information. And this, friends, is why you pay attention. We're gonna block and then sack before damage and pass. Emperor Bones. Draw. So in that case, I will Shifting Woodland, target Emrakul. Green, green. Let's cancel that first. Utopia Sprawl. For red. I guess we'll go for green, actually. Go for green. Target Emrakul the Promised End. Green, green. Green, red. Go to combat. Attack. You'll have to block with Riddler. Then put you down to 1. They will be able to exile with Emperor Bones next turn, though. I'll be honest, I'm half tempted to Bajuka Bog my own yard. And opponent didn't block? Yeah, methinks opponent is doing too much at one time. Alright, well, we'll bring in Strict Serenade. I'm not sure, I guess Unholy still hits Rag. Because, like, I've played against Batutina before, and they know how to play. They're a good player. I think they're just right now triple queuing and just not paying attention. They had lethal if they took my Emrakul with their Emperor Bones. They also could have blocked to have been down to 1 instead of, you know, dead. So there's a lot that could have happened there and didn't. Doesn't look like they're playing White Orchid Phantom, so we can trim Ice Till out, trim the Ghost Quarter out, a Rumble out. I'm gonna say probably an Emrakul question mark. I guess against Blink, we normally trim returns. Which still seems right here. Heat. Let's see for Blink. Let's see. Unholy Heat, Strict Serenade, Dismember. I guess we don't need to cut the Ghost Quarter, I suppose. Yeah. Yeah, this should be fine like this. Cool. Yeah, we do have to be mindful of Emperor Bones just because, unfortunately, we can definitely die to our own Emrakul if they are, if they have it in hand. Or rather, if we mill it and they have the Emperor Bones. You get the idea. Yeah, because I'm doing the math right. 6, 13 minus 6 is 7, down to 1. Yeah, they still would have been alive. We would have been able to animate a Writhing Chrysalis, I guess, with the Shifting Woodland and attack. Just would have meant they were on the defense at that point. Alrighty. Man. 'Tis what happens when you are playing multiple games of Magic. I'll say it's definitely, coming from competitive chess, it's definitely a lot more difficult to play multiple games of Magic than it is to play multiple games of chess. I used to duo queue on chess all the time, but duo queuing on Magic is a lot more complicated. No, it's non-functional. Like, no. The only way this works is if we draw into a lab, and that's 4 hits. Yeah, we're gonna mulligan this. Heat is okay. This is a bit more palatable. At least we have interaction. Pitch a Myco spawn. And I'll pitch a Myco and pass. Because at least this way we can hold up heat. It looks like we're about to get thought seized. That's a thought seize. Imagine you take Talisman or Heat. I mean, yeah, it's one of those two. I think Heat's probably the right call, especially if you have a Felia in hand. Takes the Myco, really? Draw. Chrysalis and pass. Why take the Myco? That's weird to me. They are, of course, playing Consign. So we need to be a bit... I mean, if they consign the Talisman, then it is what it is. Alright. I mean, yeah, this definitely feels like Felia, but if they consign the Talisman, they're not playing Felia, so a bit of a moot point. End step, fetch, surveil, trigger, breeding top, draw. They don't know about the breeding pool, so Ghost Quarter, Talisman, consign, question mark? Again, this kind of accomplishes the same thing and plays around the Felia. So if they let it resolve and they play the Felia, then it eats a heat. If they don't let it resolve, they're not playing the Felia. So we're good. And if they let it resolve, then we have Chrysalis next turn. Fetch Fledgestrand, 14. If it's untapped, then Felia. If it's Surveil, that's fine. Alright, pass and hold. I guess I could go Riddler Efem theoretically on 3. That'd be a pretty good play. Witch Blast tapped. Okay. I mean, if they hold up 2... No, what they playing here? Riddler? No. Prismatic? Prismatic. Yeah, that's fine. Draw. K command. Breeding pool tapped and pass. Holding up a heat. And hold. Yeah, that talisman would have been nice. K command X equals 2. But no such luck. So, would like to see a soul land off top. Paying cost 4. Teferi. Yeah, Teferi's kind of annoying. That's fine. We can't cast anything. Do you draw a card or plus? A 3-mana draw one's not as exciting, though I guess it is a... It'll stop me casting at instant speed, which is relevant. Land, and pass, and draw. Well, let's get rid of the Teferi, I suppose. It's stopping us from really doing anything with the heat anyways. Tough down. Pass. Yeah, them hitting that talisman was really unfortunate. Stops me from casting Chrysalis, stops me from casting Command. Tough down, pass. Because the heat's not doing its job anyways, so I might as well get rid of the tough. Passing draw, temple, hold up K command. We don't want to play directly into a consign if I can help it. Fetch Flooded Strand. Surveil. Felia to Yard, okay. We'll cast K command on end step. We'll use that as permission for the Chrysalis. I mean, whatever they kept was pretty mid, it seems like. Either that or just very interactive, which is also an option. End step K command, X equals 2. Or X equals 3, rather. Done. Show me that consign you have in hand. No consign? Color me surprised. So in that case, I'm gonna go... Oh, this is so awkward. Bottom, top, draw. And draw. Because I want to hold up the Strict Serenade. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, kick. Kick, target, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2. So in that case, blue-black seems right. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Wow, did not have consign. What do you have in your hand? Well, we'll go Cavernous Souls. Name Eldrazi. We get the hold up Strict Serenade. Maybe you have a Solitude in hand right now? I guess that's a possibility. Fetch. Untap Solitude cast. I mean, that's fine if so. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Is it a Solitude? No Solitude. What are those last 3 cards? So not a consign. Doesn't seem like Solitude. Huh. Not Felia. Not Riddler. Emperor Bones? You'd still have played it. Are you just drawing into nothing but lands? Is that what's happening right now? Maybe Prismatic? Prismatic could make sense. Yeah, you could have Prismatic in hand, but you only play like 1. That doesn't make sense either. Huh. Weird. You would have definitely boarded up pushes. I'm generally trying to figure out what the fresh hell they have in their hand, but like the fact they're casting nothing just boggles my mind. Because it's definitely not consign. I guess they could have Ephem in hand. They would have cast Seize already. They could have cast Push when they fetched. Maybe Wrath the Skies, question mark? No, not Felia. I guess it could be Trawler. Flicker Wisp, I suppose, maybe. Really? Opponent draws and plays nothing. Huh. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Well, we're just going to Windmill Slam the Emrakul then, right? We'll get Perfect Knowledge. Well, actually, you know what? I'm going to play this smart. I don't need to rush this. I'm going to play the Chrysalis. I probably could have kept the Devour in hand. I also should have attacked first. But we have a Strict Serenade if they play the Solitude one way or another, so it's fine. But I definitely should have attacked first. I mean, even a Witch Enchanter and Wisp feels like you should probably just cast at this point to apply some pressure to board. Playing nothing just seems incorrect. Alright. Well, they definitely stepped away for a moment, probably focus in on something else. Make the spawns. The body hits board then, since you can't counter it anyways. I mean, there's no way you attempt to Solitude Efem this. And if you do, you have the Strict Serenade. And that puts you down 3 cards, basically. Because yeah, if you Solitude without hard casting it, you definitely have the Efem in hand. There's no reason to do that. You just cast a Solitude and Efem next turn. Right? You just hard cast Solitude here, I Strict Serenade it. Call it a day. And then Emrakul next turn, unless you Thoughtseize me, which would be big sad, but it is what it is at that point. You have at least 3 basics. Okay, there's a Solitude. 7 response, we'll Strict Serenade. You get a bird. Pass and full. Down to 9, we'll hold. Oh, Lord of the Baelmerk? Of course you have the Thoughtseize. Maybe I should have tucked the Emrakul. Sure. Paying cost. I mean, I do have lethal on board. Flickerous, flicker what? Shadowy Backstreet, sure. End step. Flicker Wisp. I'm going to return to the Devour to hand. So I can get rid of the Flicker Wisp. Though, probably better to get rid of the bird token. That way they can't flicker the Flicker Wisp for free. Yeah. Go for the bird. Draw. No reason to play the forest. Exile the burb. And that way, if you have an Efem, you have a consign. Yeah, that's fine. Go to combat then. I'll attack with the Chrysalis. That represents 5 damage. Yeah, we'll also attack with the Chrysalis. One card in hand at this point. Okay. Burb down and pass and hold. Riddler, draw 2. Sure. Efem. Yep. Draw 2 more. And choosing not to attack. Or choosing not to cast whatever they're thinking of casting. Ugin. You have no blue up. Yeah. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ugin. Target red. Red down. Ugin plus draw. Go to combat. And if I swing all 6, you have to block the Devourer. That should be lethal. Unless I got something else. Calais, you do not have Efem. You didn't hold up blue for consign. I guess you could Solitude again, or Felia for that matter. But this is lethal on board, representing 8 unblocked damage. So you'd need to cast Felia and block to ensure that you don't die here. Either that or Solitude. Either or. But even if that does come to be the case, with an Ugin on board here, it's pretty much GG's. I don't foresee them finding a way out of this. What say you, opponent? They say, I'm paying attention to something that's not this. And Bone scoops it up. We'll take the win. Solid. Alright, we'll be back for match number 6. Alright, we're back for match 6 on the play for game 1. Yeah, we can make this work. I will reveal. Trigger. Would love to see a soul land. Perfect. Grab the soul land. Temple, pass. And pass. Suppose the opponent's on Yawg. Looks Yawgish. The GSE. Half lane. In that case, I'm gonna lab. I'm gonna imprint Emrakul or Devour. You wanna bolt the bird for sure. I'm gonna say imprint Emrakul, K command, ramp, and exile the half lane. And done. Half lane down and pass. And hold. Paying cost for GSC for 0 for a Dryad Arbor. Opponent's gonna be big sad in a moment. So we'll play the Wooded Foothill fetch for a forest. I think opponent knows what the hell's about to go down. Yawgmoth. It's looking pretty good for game 1. Mega Spawn kicked Overgrown Tomb. Set up for Devourer on Dryad Arbor the following turn. Opponent's also triple queuing as well, so timing between things will be slow sometimes. But I feel like they don't have any free spells here, so I don't know why they're just not passed in full. Like, they can't cast anything. So they really should just be passing full. But we shall wait. Yeah, I will say every Yawg opponent that I talk to has said multiple times that Eldrazi is probably one of their worst matchups just because of K command's existence. So we'll grab a forest. Could grab Stomping Ground. Stomping Ground's not a bad idea, actually. Grab Stomping Ground, shock. Kick Zemiko Spawn. And 1. Kick Overgrown Tomb, yield all. And 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And Bunt's gonna scoop up. Yeah, that checks out. That checks out. Alright, so we're going to want Cage, Heat, Serenade, Dismember. Does their list run? It does not. Their list, as of at least a day ago, does not run Fulminator Mage, which I think is a mistake. So in that case, we can trim out Ice Till, Ghost Quarter, Rumble, Cavernous Souls. We'll bring in some number of Endurance. So trimming in Emrakul seems fine here. Majukabong is still good. In that case, probably going down a Chrysalis is fine. And running it back. Running 2 Ballista, GSE Rumble Cord. Yawg. Also, one Prosperous Innkeeper. Interesting. Oh, they're not running. Oh, that's weird. They're not running Dredger's Insight. Instead, they're running the Chords. I don't know about that, Chief. That seems weird. That seems incorrect. All right. Oh, we're running back. Tuba Seiju. I will keep and pass. Draw, no turn one play. Strixarian's pretty good. I will fetch. We're gonna have to play around Beseiju though. Utopia Sprawl for red. And pass. We'll fetch Surveil. Keeps it on top and pass. Land, fetch 18 for Overgrown Tomb, Shock 16, and Badgermole Cub. Yeah, I mean, do we K return here? I think so, right? We bolt the bird? Yeah, I think we have to bolt the bird. So we'll go. Do we need to play Temple right now? Probably not. So go Misty Rainforest, fetch for Breeding Pool, Shock, and then K return. Seems correct. Yes. Misty Rainforest, fetch, Breeding Pool, Shock for K return. Pass and full. Surveil. And Yawgmoth. 2 Rumble. There's Sephiroth. Chooses Spymaster's Vault. Is it a Thoughtseize? It is. Takes Mycospawn, I'd imagine. Takes the Strix Serenade. Surprising. So in that case, I'm going to start off with a Rumble. I'll grab another Mycospawn. Temple. Cast the Myco, Bajukabog. Yield all. Bajukabog, target you. Let's get that Yawg out of yard, eh? Pass in full. And pass. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Badgermole, Cub, Shore. The Underground Mort again. 2, 4. Prosperous Innkeeper. Yep. 1, 2. Okay, so this must not be an updated list. I imagine you can pick up the Yawg. I guess you could grab the Aggie Soul Cauldron. Yeah. And draw Chrysalis. We're going to want to get rid of the Spymaster's Vault. So, yeah, we don't have enough for the Sire. That's fine, though. So we'll exile the Spymaster's Vault, cut them off the loop. I'd like to have gotten rid of the Underground Mort, but I think that's probably better. It still keeps them at 3 regardless. Shifting Woodlands, not doing much here. So I think just going Temple's probably correct. Could also go Sanctum. I think Temple's probably correct in case of a Beseiju. I will go to combat, swing for 3. Down to 12, we'll pass. I mean, if you play the Yawg, we can clear the board next turn. So they're not going to play the Yawg. They're going to just grab Yawg, yada, yada, yada. Puts on Prosperous Innkeeper, sure. So now what? Sack the Underground Mort, Surveil, then draw a card, sure. Sack, draw a card, sure. Land for turn, down to 12. For GSC for 1. Yawgmoth. Okay. So now you can do this infinitely, yeah? Sack target. Dredger's Insight. Process Innkeeper. Because now you're gaining 2 a turn. Down to 14. Sure. Interesting. I feel like something went wrong there. I will draw another Sire. I am going to rumble first. Yes, let us rumble. There's Devourer. So in that case, 1, 5, 6, 7. Exile the Yawgmoth. Yield all. No. Resolve. Yeah, I don't know why they did that. They had the Yawgmoth potentially insulated, and then they botched it. So now Lethal's on board, and we have 2 Sire in hand. Sure, they have a Yogg underneath Aggie's Soul Cauldron, but they have nothing else on board. I think we've already seen, what, 2 Yawgmoth on top of which? Out of their 4? Yeah. The Patra's fine. We'll pass. You have another card, Halfling. So now you can put a counter on Hipatra. And so you can clear my board. Yeah? Yep, you can clear my board of cards. Kind of. Yep. I guess you can just both shrink them down to 2/2s. Or just gonna kill them. That's fine too. I mean, you can do it another 3 times if you really want. Birding Cat. No reason to attack then. We'll draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The only problem is, yeah, we don't want to do both. Or 1 short of both then. So yeah, we'll just Windmill Slam the Sire 7 death. Oh, that's 8. So let's make sure we do this correctly. I guess we should represent that we have something. If that's the case, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No. 4. Represent that we could have a Strict Serenade, I suppose. Trigger. Yield all. Have fun with K-Return. Yes. No. And pass. I mean, at this point, Sire 7th has pseudo hexproof. Surveil. Okay. We'll feign that we have a Strict Serenade in hand. Plays Beseiju. Dredger's Insight. Dig. That's right, it goes into Yard first. Grabs the Dryad Arbor, I guess? But you've already played a land for turn, so honestly that was just a brick. Yep. Yield all. Up to 5. Badgermole Cub, sure. Okay. Halfling, Halfling, I mean, I guess you just try and set up blockers, but we're going to just Sire 7 Death, clear board. Oh, I guess, yeah, you have the Aggie Soul Cauldron. Sure. That is true. Alright, we'll pass. Draw. Ugin's pretty good. So, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, I don't think I can play both. We can definitely Ugin, Exile, Cub, I suppose. I should probably see how they block first. Let's go to combat. We'll attack. Block and block. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. Yep. Down to 2. So in that case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so let's play lab here. No imprint. Probably getting rid of the Cub is correct here. I guess actually, hold on. I can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If I would have imprinted, then I could have played Chrysalis and Ugin, but I would have to go Chrysalis first. Because 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, never mind. All right, yeah, we would have had the imprint, which I'm not sure I necessarily want to do right now, so that's fine. I suppose I'll take out the Badgermole Cub. I guess they'll sack it. No, I guess they can't sack it. So yeah, I'll take out the Badgermole Cub. I guess they could sack it, but they would need to put a counter onto Underground Mort. We'll draw, gain some life. Temple, we'll pass. And pass. What say you, opponent? There's Yawg. That's fine. You can draw a total of 2 right now. Badgermole Cub, trigger. Put a counter on Yawg. Oh, I guess you don't have to put a counter, that's right. You just draw a card. Alright. What you got? Ballista? Ballista target. Okay. There's Dryad Arbor. And opponent scoops it up. We'll take the win. Solid. Yeah, like I said, I would argue that Eldrazi is probably the worst matchup for Yawgmoth. It just seems so bad. Alright, well, solid wins. We'll be back for match number 7. Alright, we're back for match 7 on the draw for game 1. We'll keep our opening 7. It's pretty mid, but if you find a soul land, it gets much better. But Mulligan's down to 5. That looks promising. Down to 4. Either really unlucky or a very aggressive combo deck, and I'm not sure. Like, I'm very scared of the possibility. It's gotta be Neobrand with my luck. And then I'll cry. because I really can't do much about Neobrand, I'll be real. Opponent will keep 4 on the play. We'll pass in full. Flooded Strand. Pass, draw, 4, K return. Pretty meh. We'll pass. Flooded Strand, fetch, surveil, I'd imagine. Down the 19. Elegant Parlor. Ruby Storm? Not outside the realm of possibility. Arid Mesa, fetch 18 for Plains, Energy? Energy. Pause on end step. Fetch Windswept Teeth, Commercial District, Surveil. Myco spawn on top? Sure. Ish. No. To Yard with you. Draw. Devour. Rumble. I'll grab the Sprawl and pass. White. Or not. Attack with Voice of Victory. I'll take the 3. I really need a soul land here. And there's a Johnny. Well, now I'm tempted to just K return here, to be honest. Land and triggers. And draw. So in that case, how do you want to proceed? So we could go sack, talisman. No, probably better just for us to Utopia Sprawl, K return, and process that a Johnny out. At the same time, it means that we can't K command is the problem. I guess, what are the chances of them having a bombardment in hand? Probably 100%, with my luck. Okay, so we're going to take our chances. We're going to Talisman. Sprawl. For green. And pass. We have K command next turn that can get rid of the Voice of Victory. And then also K return to sweep, potentially. We're going to take 3, 5, 6, down to 9. Opponent surveils, keeps it on top. And we'll hold. 2 in hand. We'll take it. Down to 9. White, red, a Johnny. Yikes. A Johnny flips. Yield all. Take 5 down to 4. No, take 6 down to 3. We're dead to a Flage. Yes. Yeesh. Voice of Victory, end step, and draw. Chrysalis. So I can 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can get rid of Voice of Victory and then K return sweep. I think that's my only choice. I suppose I could... No, we don't have... I have a landing yard for the ice still, but it's not enough. So K command, ramp, and exile the Voice of Victory. I need to actually tap this a bit specifically. K command, rampant exile voice. Nope, I definitely clicked on the cat. Don't want to click on the cat. Want to click on the voice. The voice needs to die. X equals 2. So voice is down. And then K return, sweep the cats. We'll pass. Again, we're dead to a Flage. Dead to a Hasty Rag as well. Rip. Down to 1. Rag will connect, and that is the game. Brutal. Yeah, we just were not able to find our lands at all. That's so rough. Alright, let's bring in Unholy Heat. Let's bring in Dismember. We can trim on Gemstone, Cavernous Souls, and an Emrakul question mark? How do I normally do this? Yes. Run it back. That was really unfortunate. If we had found lands just any sooner, we could have been in such a better position, but we could not find them for the life of us. We dug pretty deep too, and just found nothing. Brutal. I mean, I feel like going for the K command was correct, rather than K return. Especially given the circumstances. Because otherwise, we just wouldn't have been able to play anything the following turn, unless we drew into a land specifically. On the play for game 2. Huh. A bit slow, but it is workable. We'll keep. Mulligans to 5. Opponent mulligans pretty aggressively, it seems like. I wonder why. Commercial District Surveil, Forest Top, and pass. And pass. Sacred Foundry, Shock 17 for a rag. That is unfortunate. Forest, Sprawl for red. Talisman, Sprawl for a green. And pass, and pass. So we can go Ice Till, and then mill. Find a Dismember. You know, opponent, you could Dismember Ragavan. I'm just saying. You have a Blood Moon, a Johnny Trigger. Yeesh. Wow. Okay. Yep, that's the thing you can do. They did Dismember, just not on the Ragavan. Christ. Draw Talisman. So I can play Ice Till into Sanctum into Talisman. It's possible the Ice Till just dies to the Johnny Trigger if they have another creature, though. So is it better to just play another Talisman, play Chrysalis? Probably. Arid Mesa fetch down to 11. Sacred Foundry shock down to 9. Season Pyro pitch 2. Makes a token. A Johnny trigger hits Chrysalis, that will resolve. Ragavan and Cat. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can definitely block here at least to stop the pilfering. Yes. We'll take the 2 down to 13. Ragavan will not pilfer. End step and draw. K command's pretty good here. So in that case, I'll play the Sanctum. Ramp and Scry draw. How deep can we dig? Okay, so X equals 5. We'll be able to Sanctum trigger. Unfortunately, we can't go for something like Cyrus 7 Death. I'll say done. Yield all yes. Question now is for what? Emrakul is a consideration here. There's 3 types in Yard. 3, 4, 9, 10. There's a world where if I find a Rumble and set it up correctly, we can Emrakul. I will grab Emrakul. No such luck. I mean, we can kick a Myco spawn, but what does that do here? Not much, to be honest. We can't even devour Ur this turn is the problem. Bottom. Bottom. We don't want a Myco spawn either, I don't think. We could Talisman into Ice Till, but I don't think we want to do that either. Honestly, I want to think we might want to bottom all. Bottom all and draw. Still found a Myco. Myco sacrifices 3, ramps us 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We sacrifice 3, we go up 2, we get a blocker. Yeah, probably correct. Yield all. Grab Temple. And pass. And hold. And we're dead to what, a bombardment at this point? 6 down to 7. Yeah, looking very dead to bombardment. Voice of Victory's fine. A Johnny will trigger 7 damage at me. Down to 6. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Go to blocks. We block, we block, we go down to 1. Is that right? So 3, 5, down to 1, yes. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yes. This looks correct. Drag down. Down to 1. End step, draw. So in that case, Emrakul, yield all. Pass in full. It is now our turn. We should win here. Cool. So we'll draw. Blood Moon, go to main. Flooded Strand, fetch, down to 8. Sacred Foundry, shock, down to 6. A Johnny, 0. Trigger. Reflection trigger, target self. And dead. Cool. Woo! That was a close one. Let's go to game 3. Bring back Gemstone, trim the Rumble, and run it back. Criminy. There's Heat, there's Gemstone, which is not bad. I mean, we can Gemstone, pitch Emrakul. It's not great, but it's workable once again. Gemstone, pitch Emrakul, hold up Heat. Windswept Teeth and passing draw. Devour. I wish you were here like a card earlier. Commercial District Surveil. Need a land, not a talisman. We'll put a talisman to yard. And we'll hold up Heat once again. Windswept Teeth, fetch 19, Surveil. Flage to yard, we'll have to keep that in mind. Hold up Heat. Would love to see... Okay, Surveil. Discharge to yard. Interesting. Very slow start from opponent. Draw. K command. Play the talisman. Alright. White. I mean, I feel like I should just concede. What? Why are we playing Mana Tithe and Energy? What? Okay. Sure. I don't know what to say. In what world was I expecting Mana Tithe in Energy? Okay. Sure. Yeah, well, pass. The fresh hell is that? One of the top performing decks in Antwerp ran too. Convinced Antwerp's not real now. What is this? Blood Moon? Fantastic. Love that for me. Awesome. That's so awesome. I cannot express how awesome that is. I'll hold up Heat. Well, now I wish I held that friggin' talisman. Goddamn. Bombardment, sure. You play a Johnny? ETB trigger in response. Actually, yeah, we'll still do this now. Past you. Makes a cat. Draw. Another Heat. We'll pass. And hold. Yeah, that Mana Tithe may very well cost me the game. That's wild. Ocelot Pride will resolve. What is this, another Blood Moon? Pyro, pitch 1, draw 2. You haven't gained life, so I don't need to worry about Pride. Land for turn. K return would look really nice right now. Pass. And draw. Uh-huh. That sure is a draw we just received. We'll pass. Yeah, no, that Mana Tithe I think wins in the game. Straight up. Combat. Heat. Pass and full. Bombardment 16. Take 5 down to 11. A theoretical 8. End step. Draw. Pass. Take 5 down to 6. A theoretical 3. Theoretical 1 because they can make tokens off of Pyro. I mean, I think I'm just dead at this point. Pride. Which means a K return does not save me. Because if I cleared them of their board, they'll sack me down to 2, and then Pyro, make 2 elementals, and win. Oh, they could do that right now. Yeah, they could win right now. Of course, I'm drawing the freaking K return now. Ugh. I mean, they clearly don't see the lines, so how do I want to do this? I guess I'll hold. Like, they have lethal as it stands, like, on board right now, and they don't know it. Or at least it seems like they don't. Go to main, go to combat, let's not belabor the point. 1, 2, 3, pass in full, see if you see the line. Sack all 4, down to 2, activate Pyro and Yard, make 2, kill me. Yep, there's Pyro. Yep. And did. Yeah, that Mana Tide single-handedly changed the entire outcome of that game. Holy hell. Because I would have been able to play my Rumble, which would have dug me deeper to try and get into something at that point. I mean, the Rumble and the Talisman would have got me to a K command. Of course, they had the bombardments. They probably would have pinged down the spawn regardless, but yeah, I was not expecting Mana Tithe. Even my draws are pretty rough there. And them playing the Blood Moon after I drew into, or right before the Eldrazi Temp was unfortunate. Alrighty. Well, it is what it is. Sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some. We'll be back for match number 8. Alright, back for match 8 on the play for game 1. I will keep. Suppose our opponent might be on Prowess. We'll wait and see. And draw Catacombs, pass. And realizing that my chat and whatnot are not open. There we go. We'll be able to surveil, ramp if we need, otherwise we can rumble, set up. Tis a mountain, and DRC looks like Prowess to me. End step, Verdant Catacomb, fetch for a commercial district surveil, sire 7 deaths on top, and draw. Lab, imprint, sire, cast Talisman into Rumble. Opponent's Tinkin. We'll grab the Ugin. And I'll pass. One, two, three, four, five, six. Unfortunately, we're short 1 on the Ugin. One, two, three, four, five, 6, 7, 8. Yep. It's like we'll just probably fire off the K return next turn. Sacred Foundry. Bobble Trigger. Sure. Imagine we're splashing white for Prismatic in game 2-3. Rally the Monastery. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, that'll yield all. I mean, that's fine. Should probably open up their deck list. Bobble. Target me. Yep. Yeah, unless we draw into something else, we're just gonna sweep board here. Bubble trigger and draw. Alright. In that case... yeah, we'll do it at sorcery speed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 next turn for Sire. I mean, yeah, we'll probably tap a little bit differently. Because it's not like it's not going to resolve. K return. Alright, perfect. So we're set up for Sire next turn, which will allow us to clear board again. It is a Monastery Swiftspear, sure. Steam Vent Shock to 15. Preordain? Preordain resolves. Top bottom draw. And goes to combat. Swings for 2. Paying cost 4. Bolt. Yield all. Down to 12. Go to end step. Return Sire to hand. And draw. Forest. Trigger. Yes, goodbye Swiftspear. And Sire hits board. We'll pass. I mean, at this point, this should be GG's. I don't think I have anything main to deal with the Sire. And trying to attack around it is pretty difficult. Yep. What say you, opponent? Well, they have the more established board state than maybe, but with an empty board, this seems like it's GG's. Scouting Tarn for the land for turn. Sure. Fetch 14. Mountain and Steel Cut. Draw. Rumble. Let's go to combat to start. Swing for 7, down to 7. Sarno has pseudo hexproof. I will start with a Rumble. We'll play the Forest. What do we find? Ice Till, Devourer. We'll grab the Devourer. And exile the Cutter. And pass in full. And we have 2 blockers. They have 3 cards in hand. I'm at 19 with a reach blocker as well, with first strike and lifelink. I can't foresee a way out of this one. Preordained. But I'm gonna try though. I'll give him credit's due. Just looking at their list though, I don't see a way out. More or less, they'd have to deal me 19 non-combat damage at this point, and that's just impossible with 4 mana. We'll scoop it up. We'll take the win. So, Trinosphere in, Unholy Heat in, Ice Till out, Ghost Quarter out, Rumble Trim, Emrakul Trim, and run it back. Yes. They're going to bring in Prismatic Ending, Consign to Memory, maybe Wear Tear. Wear Tear would make sense. Well, they cut though. Probably EIs, Rally the Monastery, which I think is honestly kind of a bad card, to be honest. Yeah. I guess it does have some relevant text. It's sometimes a 2-mana destroy target creature of power 4 or less, or 4 or more. But, I don't know. Seems pretty mid. Serenades are for actually a lot of decks. They can be brought in against a lot of things. Let me just share this. I'd recommend taking a look at my sideboard guide and seeing where it comes in. But like, it comes against almost everything. Yawgmoth, Titan, Belcher, Blink, Affinity, Zoo, etc. And this seems interesting. We'd love to find a 7-mana value spell, though, off the top. So we want to keep the Temple. Do I pitch a K command? That seems so bad, but I think it's correct. Because we want the Chrysalis, we want the K return. Yeah, I guess we pitch a K command. Well. Like, I guess we could also argue pitching the K return, but I think it might be better here with the current hand. 2K return commands are nice, though. If we draw into a 7-mana value spell, we can exile their turn 1 play. Opponent's thinking hard. Either that or hardly thinking. Not sure which. What say you, opponent? Yeah, I also have spell Snare, spell Pierce. The thing is, they don't want to overboard. I don't know. 18 lands, pretty standard. If I want to keep opening 7, I will keep, I will play, I will pitch, I will pass. Surveil, slow start by opponent, love that. Show me a 7-mana value spell or a temple. We should have, what, 13 hits off top? Yeah, 13 hits off top. And draw. We'll go with that. Wooded Foothills, pass. And then we'll surveil on end step. Alright, Islet. Do you have a Slick Shot show off on 2? Or a Corey Steelcut in the bobble? Slick Shot plotted. That is fine. I'll put a pause on end step then and fetch Surveil. Show me Temple. Perfect. In that case, yeah, we'll just play the Temple. Do I play the Chrysalis? I mean, it's a blocker. Yeah, we'll Chrysalis. So red, green, 2. Shields are down, so it makes sense to do this now. It's a reach blocker, so it blocks the Slick Shot. Means we can cast a bigger K command the following turn, especially if they tap out. Blue, Preordain maybe. So they're not wanting to attack into the Slick Shot, otherwise they would play the Slick Shot before the Preordain, I suppose. I still would imagine that you probably want to play the Slick Shot prior to, though, right? Seems a bit odd. Bottom, draw. land for turn, and passing. Okay. So in Mega Spawn, I mean, we don't need to worry about a consign to memory. Blue's down, so we're going to kick. I should be smart, though, and sack this trigger first. Save a bolt. And then we'll do this. Mycospawn kick at the Fiery Islet. Since it's tapped. And then I will grab Temple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Very tempting to grab Sanctum, actually. And the reason they're being is that way we can K command and then Sanctum trigger. We're still going to be able to K command and dig deep, though. One way or another. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. To make X equals 6. We won't be able to play much, though, unless we actually... Let's go Temple. Yeah, I think Temple's probably the better play in the grand scheme of things. Hold up K command X1. No reason to attack. We're going to play on the defensive. Do you has a bolt? Do you has a bolt? Alright, no bolt. Either that or they are sandbagging it, which makes sense here. Six cards in hand and a slick shot plotted. They were struggling to find a land there for a while, so they might be stuck on 2 now, which would be good for us. Especially we can draw into a Trinisphere. I mean, we're looking to be in a good board state. Definitely not in a winning board state, but still not bad. Slick shot, that's fine. Yep. Paying cost 4. I guess you could try and bolt. That would clear the Chrysalis, but I mean that's 6 damage that I'm not taking. So that's unlikely, I don't think that'll be the case. I'd be surprised if they bolt, to be honest. I guess they could use Violent Urge to give it first strike to get rid of the Chrysalis. That's an option, yeah. They would need to clear 6 toughness, though, if we use the K command. It shouldn't be too hard for them to do, to be honest. The Urge alone gets them to 4. Again, opponent's thinking hard or hardly thinking. But they're playing the Slick Shot from exile. It has to be that they're planning on attacking, right? There's no way they're not. Well, the opponent's taking their time, so we're going to pause the recording here and be back once they have passed priority. Alright, opponent cast Bolt. Targeting the Chrysalis. Yeah, sure. So is this double Bolt? And Heat. I mean, that's only 5. They've tapped out, so we'll sack in response. Yield all, or not yield all. Sack and response, and ramp scry draw. Done. K command top. Sack trigger. Yield all. Got anything else for me, friend? Desperate move, honestly. Phase change. Attack. Honestly, I'm kind of okay taking the 5. This is currently representing 8 damage. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I mean, at worst, what? They have 3 mutagenic growths. That would be 6 plus 6, 12, 17 damage. Honestly, I guess trading's fine here. We'll trade. I mean, it's a, what, 3 for 2? Yeah, that's fine by me. And I still got value out of the K command regardless. Another Myco. I mean, yeah, we're just gonna do this. So I guess I should, in that case, do this. They missed our land drop as well, so knocking them down to 1 will be pretty good here. Heal it all. We'll grab the temple. We'll play the lab. No imprints. Go to combat. Swing for 3. Down to 15. Alright, opponent, what say you? You're down to 1 mountain left. Opponent passes. We'll draw. Let's start by going to combat. Swing for 6, down to 9. Windswept Teeth fetch for a forest. And then let's fire off the K command. We'll hold up green-red. Yeah, we'll hold up green-red. X equals 7. So bottom, 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 top, top, draw. And I mean, this should just be GG's. Sire 7 death, pass in full, and pass in full. Again, they realistically speaking, once it hits board, do not have much in the way of a way to deal with the Sire. Opponent will attack in, out of principle. I respect it. Swift Spear is mutagenic growth? Really? Do you have like triple mutagenic growth? Holy hell, you actually do? No shot. If I hadn't blocked that crit, the Sires, or not the Sire, the Slick Shot show off, it actually had the triple mutagenic growth. That's wild. I mean, we have lethal, but that's wild. I was like, the worst case scenario is that they have triple mutagenic growth in hand. They actually had it. That's insane. That's utterly insane. All right, I mean, we'll take the win, but that's nutty. All right, just goes to show you, sometimes it's best to plot out the worst case scenario. All right, we'll be back for match number 9. All right, we're back for match 9 on the play for game 1. Sure, we'll keep. Again, a bit slow, but workable. I still can ramp us into the Ugin, which I do like. So I mean, we go Forest Sprawl green? Yeah, Forest Sprawl green in case we draw into a lab. Yeah, that makes sense. Otherwise, we go Talisman, Misty Rainforest, and then Surveil. Though we probably should play the Misty Rainforest Talisman on the off chance of a Mana Tithe, because you never know. I swear, if I get Mana Tithe again. But looks like opponent might be away from keyboard, so we'll be back once they've passed priority. Alright, we're back. Opponent keeps opening 7. Forest. Sprawl. Does it resolve? For a green. Pass. And pass. Wooded Foothills. Fetch 19-4. Mountain. DRC. Is this Prowess again? Draw. In that case, Misty Rainforest fetch. For a forest. Talisman of Impulse. Talisman of Curiosity, and pass 2, 4, 5, 6. I mean, I have an Ugin on, what, turn 4? Arid Mesa fetch 18. Steam Vents looks like Prowess to me, at a glance. Paying cost for Cutter, yep, looks like Prowess. He's a Prowess. 2 types in yard, is this a bobble? Bobble trigger, yep. So 3 types, now 4 types in yard. So DRC is online. We're gonna take 3 down to 16, down to 14 as it currently stands. Yep. Fast start from opponent. Bobble trigger, always yield. And draw. Alright, well, let's start with Ice Still. Ice Still, Misty Rain. Looking for a Bajuka Bog here, I think. I suppose we can go Breeding Pool tapped. Lab. And at that point, I'll pass. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll fetch Surveil. Bobble, triggers, yield all. Definitely gonna block a monk here. We'll trade in the Ice Still, that's fine. Question is whether or not we die this turn. If not, we might be okay with an Ugin, but I'm not entirely certain that's gonna be the case. We'll come down to a few factors. Again, turn 4 Ugin's pretty good, but they have a fast start. I mean, I imagine you have a second spell with 2 mana up. I'd be surprised if you didn't. Was that a bolt? Targeting the ice or targeting me? They're thinking about it. This is definitely a bolt, I feel like. Just trying to do the prowess math. Yes, yield all. So cutter will then lava dart it. Heat to yard. 5, 8, 10 down to 4, down to a theoretical 3. Meaning another bolt kills me. Yield all. Yep. Down to 4. Land. I mean, yeah. What am I supposed to do about that? I'm gonna put a pause on unstep at this point. I'm pretty sure I'm dead though. 8, 12, yeah. They just cast that again, I'm dead. RIP. Like I said, in most matchups, a turn 4 Ugin, pretty freaking good. Into this a hand, yeah, not so much. Not so much. Nart target me, down to 12, and that is lethal on board. Even if I had found the Bajuka Bog to empty their yard, it would not have mattered. Brutal. Bob will target me, just for the hell of it. And did. Chrysalis would have been nice a turn sooner. Okay. Well, let's bring in Trinisphere. Let's bring in Unholy Heat. Let's cut out the Ice Still, Gemstone, and of course the Emrakul, and run it back. Gonna come down to games 2 and 3. Let's see if we can go 6 and 3 here, eh? I'll bring in Consign to Memory. Didn't look like they were on white, so no Prismatic or Wear Tears, but Consign's a definite. On the play for game 2, that is... I mean, if I had a single green source, that would make all the difference, but I think the mulligan does, unfortunately, even though we could cycle the K command. I think I have the mulligan. You can find a land off Devourer, tapped, sure. Pitch, Talisman, done. But also mulligans down to 6. Would love to see a soul land off top. Would have loved to have seen a land off top. Would love to have seen a land off top. Seriously. 5 deep, no lands. Arid Mesa fetch 19. I'm gonna get hyper ultra punished for being greedy? Probably. DRC. Baubles. That tells me they don't have Cutter in hand. EIT Yard, 3 types after the Bauble. I hope the hell you saw a land there. Bauble trigger draw. Draw. Thank God. Misty Rainforest fetch for a forest. Malevolent Rumble. I'll grab the Shifting Woodland. And pass. I'm angling for this Chrysalis, though depending on what they leave up or if they kill my spawn, we'll end up going for Talisman's Rumble instead. And there's Slick Shot. Do you have another Bobble or a Mutagenic Growth? And that's Mutagenic Growth. Yep. That will be Delirium. So that is going to be 5, 8, down to 11 as it currently stands. Yes. Down to, oh no, 5, 8, down to 11, yeah. Draw. Ugin. So, Shifting Wood for Chrysalis. Yield all. They do have to be a little careful here, lest they potentially lose to Emrakul out of the yard. Do wish I could... I guess we could play the Talisman. No, we'll just hold. We'll hold and see how this plays out. Because we can block the Slick Shot. If they fetch or go down below 14, they potentially lose here on the spot. Another Slick Shot. What's the worst case scenario here? 3, 4, 5. Mutagenic Growth pushes them up to 7, 9, 11 exactly. They would need exactly Mutagenic Growth here. Block with Chrysalis? I think I have to. Yeah, we'll block with Chrysalis. Show me the Mutagenic Growth. I mean, if they don't have it, I win. If they do have it, we get another turn, right? So this seems correct. They have double Mutagenic Growth, then I just lose. Doesn't matter. Didn't matter what the hell I did if they had double Mutagenic Growth. There's a Mutagenic Growth. Yield all. Slick Shot to yard. Wait, they're dead. Resolve. End step. Down to 5. Draw. Target Emrakul. Green, green. 1, 2. Lethal. And Bun scoops it up. Alright. Let's get a sideboard for game 3. I will bring back the gemstone, Shrimmer Rumble, and run it back. People keep on forgetting about Shifting Woodland. You think they'd be more aware of it. Gemstone. Okay. I mean, we can go Gemstone, Talisman, Rumble, or Gemstone, Temple, Rumble, Chrysalis. The question is whether or not I want to pitch Talisman or Ugin. I'm definitely keeping. They mulligan at a 6. Rumble helps me dig for a land, which is relevant. I think pitching the Talisman's probably correct here. Go turn 1 Rumble. Keep the Ugin. Try and ramp into it. Pitch Talisman. And pass. Steam Vent Shock, 18. Tapped. Slow start, no consign. Cavernous Souls on top of which, beautiful. Play Eldrazi Temple. Green, Rumble. What does Rumble find? Finds a Emrakul. I will grab Emrakul. And pass 5 types in yard already. That was a huge hit. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Probably go Chrysalis then. Alternatively, I could kick a Myco? No, we're one short of kicking a Myco. We need a Soul Land to do that. Arid Mesa fetch 19. Paying cost 4. Plotted show off, that's fine. Draw. Unholy Heat. In that case, I'm gonna go Cavernous Souls, name Eldrazi. I'm gonna cast Myco Spawn. Yield all. And I will grab Temple. 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Too short. Yes, I'll grab the Temple. And I will pass and hold for the Unholy Heat. Is this a cutter? They should be questioning why I held up the gemstone, and for good reason. There's the cutter, sure. You have the slick shot. Yep. Yield all. And if they attack the slick shot, I'm gonna wait until they cast something. If they don't cast anything, then I think we just hold the heat, honestly. Maybe. We'll see. We can't cast the heat next turn otherwise. Attack. No blocks. Looks like they're willing to phase change. I'm gonna heat this. Heat down. End step and draw. K return's pretty solid, but we're gonna go for the Chrysalis. Yield all. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. As it stands, we have Emrakul next turn. We'll pass and hold. And we can make sure that the body's uncounterable too, which is very relevant. It would be very difficult for them to get through a 13-13. Even if they get through a spawn, they need to basically hope I don't draw into either a land or a soul land if they get rid of both. Also having the K return's nice so we can sweep the board. Swift Spear, sure. Bobble triggers, Yield all. I mean, if they attack, how do I want to block? Probably Micah Spawn, block, Monk, Chrysalis block, Monk, take the Swift Spear hit? Probably. Dart, target, spawn. I will sack in response. And then yield all. Oh, interesting. They kept the Corey Steelcut on the other monk. Do you dart the other spawn or not? That is the next question. Bobble target me. I suppose if you see a land, you have to dart. If you see a soul land, it doesn't matter. Looking at that card for a while now. What is it, friend? Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Do you have to dart again? You do. Sack, yield all. Attack for 5. Swift Spear. I'll go to blocks. We'll block. See if you have a growth, I suppose. End step and bobble trigger always yield. Like this has to be a land if that's what they chose to do. Devourer. Okay, they want to keep me off the Devourer, I suppose. Well, in that case, we'll just K return. And I suppose we play the aggressor now. This is 7. You have 1 land. Yeah, we'll start being aggressive here. Down to 12, we'll pass. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. A land gets me to Devourer. What you got? Cutter and passing. Draw. Unfortunately, Talisman does not get me there right now. So, I mean, if I attack with Chrysalis, push them to 7, they're going to have to leave back blockers. Because now Lethal's on board. They also know that I can cast Devourer and roll 1 land off of Emrakul. Opponent's also now playing the clock and not just me, since they're in the red. Two cards in hand. They couldn't double cast last turn. Will that change now? Lethal's on board, in addition to the Devourer. So unless they can kill me, opponent is passing. Draw. Combat. Attack with all. Lethal damage. Unless you can, I don't know, mutagenic growth, surveil. When you have a consign the trigger, and then play bolt or something. No shot. And then bolt. Was I right? Violent Urge. Okay, I mean, still pretty good for us in the grand scheme. That's so funny. Yeah. Oh no, opponent. The timing was wrong. They messed up the timing. I mean, they would have blocked. Sure, we would have cast Devour, exiled a Corey Steelcut. They still would have been in a really bad position with no lands in hand, even if they drew one. Yeah, I guess they messed up the timing. Alright, well, a win is a win. I will take it, and that there will be a 6-3 record at the end of 9. Solid results. I mean, that would get me a day 2 at a USRC, so I'll take it. Our losses were to Eldrazi Tron, to Prowess, and then to Energy. For the most part, the losses we had were more the variance than anything. Could you argue in my energy matchup in game 1 and game 3, could I have mulliganed more aggressively? Sure. Same thing for probably our game 2 against Prowess in round 4, but for the most part, happy with my performance, happy with how the deck is performing as well. Unfortunately, we're out of contention for top 8, but hey, we'll take the placement that we get regardless. Should at least be top 64, maybe if we're lucky 32. Actually, no, 32 is probably not, but top 64 definitely looking good. Alrighty though. Well, with that being said, that there will be the end of today's YouTube video. As always, if you did enjoy it, please do consider hitting the like button. Comment down below if you did see the lines that I missed, any mistakes that I made, or any general feedback, be much appreciated. For as much that I hope y'all learn from me in both my successes and failures, I hope I can learn from you all as well. Last but not least, if you reached a point in the video and haven't already, please do consider hitting the subscribe button as we continue to grow this channel. However, if you do want to watch these videos recorded live over on Twitch, you can find me there Sundays through Thursdays at 10 p.m. CST and Fridays and Saturdays at 8 p.m. CST. Though, just adds up, we are going to be making a shift over to Standard. However, we're still going to be recording plenty of Modern content. My goal is that every Sunday, I'm going to be streaming a Modern stream. We're going to record one league as 5 separate videos. Those videos will be released Monday through Friday as modern videos. So I'll choose either Brood Scale or E-Ramp or Tron and play that. Then Mondays through Thursdays are going to be streamed as Standard, and those are going to get released alongside of the modern videos. So now you're going to get one modern match a day in addition to a full Standard league. So if you're interested in Standard, what I'm doing there, and interested in Modern, you're going to get the best of both worlds. If you like one and not the other, that's cool too. You'll still get some content. This allows me more time to prep myself for the Standard RC coming up in the end of January or into February. Not sure which one I'm going to yet. I'm thinking Portland at the end of January, but we'll wait and see. Gonna kind of feel things out after Worlds next weekend. And then Fridays and Saturdays for the challenges, I'm going to split one as Modern, and then one as Standard, and go from there. But either ways, I'm excited. There's a lot of cool stuff happening. Excited for my Standard deck that I'm right now brewing. I think it will be pretty fun. But with that being said, last but not least, if you did want to watch these videos ad-free and early, head over to my Patreon where you can support me monetarily. With that being said, though, folks, I will see you next time. Bye-bye.